Howdy folks, going to show you all how I build a worm bed today. Not that hard. But first, I'd like to say thank you to the camera lady. Without her, this project would not have happened. Hell, I probably wouldn't even be here without her. Thank you. Also, this weekend is my niece's birthday. So, happy birthday, Sam. Wish I was down there in Georgia with y'all. Maybe next birthday I'll get to go hunting with you. All right, now back to the worm beds here. When I don't have vegetables and other grass or compost or manures to put on top of my beds, I normally just feed them cornmeal mixed with coffee grounds, eggshells, all this stuff that I have ground up to a powder. Back on?
Yep.
All right. Here's the composted cow manure. Normally, I would go get a trailer full. I have a nice 8x14 trailer I can fill up with cow manure. I haven't done that in a couple of months because I've been busy. I won't lie. But I wanted to show y'all how easy it was. This here came from Home Depot. Shredded paper and grass, leaves. And I'm going to put 2 bags of this compost mixed in with the leaves and the shredded paper. And then I'm going to add about 5 gallons of water. And that'll be enough to completely soak it well enough for worms to start living there in a couple of days. Right now, I just want to mix it up just a little bit. It's better if you wait a couple of weeks after you have built one of these beds, by adding compost and grass and leaves and paper and all that. It's kind of like building a compost pile. And it might get a little hot for the worms the first 2 weeks. All right, I have 7 of these bad boys. So as the year goes through, we're going to be feeding them all different types of vegetables and kitchen waste, eggshells and whatnot, coffee grounds, making some of the finest castings around, which is the best fertilizer on the planet. These are a few of my finished worm beds. A little hard to see, I guess. There's worms all on top of it here. That white stuff you see is shredded up paper. It's another bed. You can see some fruits, zucchini or whatnot in there. And just worms all underneath it, nice plump red wigglers. Up here on the worm castings, if I'm keeping them for myself, I don't worry about sifting them any further than they are right now because I don't mind adding the extra wood and particles that might be in here into my garden. But if I'm trading or selling my worm castings here, I try to clean them up on this screen right here, which is not hard to do. I got it, as you can see, there's wheels on this thing. You can do just a little bit of back and forth motion. That way, when I'm selling or trading my worm castings, I don't have wood chips or stuff like that in here. It's all worm castings. And just to show you, take the castings one more step farther when I'm trading. This is a 1/8 of an inch screen here. Might be a few worms left in there. When I do it in this one, that's what happens. I can see some of the worms still left in there. They're small. I've got most of the big ones already out. But after cleaning a little bit and still having worms in it, I know I'm going in the dark here. I'm just going to dump that over into some new beds that I have. And I'm getting ready. I have 7 new beds over there up against that wall. And I'm getting ready to take worms out of my old beds to put in all of those. So to make it easier for me to get all these worms up, I know it's going to be hard for the camera lady to come with the light and all. We're going to take this watermelon that's left over. It's frozen. I take any of my vegetables and freeze them, because if I don't, they go to waste before my worms can eat them. If I freeze them, it also breaks down the whatever vegetable it is, makes it easier for the worm to eat it. Yes, ma'am?
So you're going to draw all the worms to the surface?
By putting this watermelon in here like this, yeah, there's so many in here. We'll come back in 2 days, and everywhere I put a piece of watermelon, I can pick up a handful of worms and put in another bed. If I wait more than 2 days, only thing will be left to be that green skin right there. There won't be nothing but the skin in 2 days. And then the worms would spread back out in the bed. This here is one of my old worm beds I've had for many years. I clean it out about twice a year. And you can see castings here. Like I said before, that's the best fertilizer on the planet. And what I like to do, the easiest way to do this, see these here wire thingamajiggies? I think they're called paper trays. I got them from the dollar store. Anyway, as you can see, I've done this morning, I filled them up. Well, I say filled them up. I put like an inch or so of dirt on top of them. Castings from one of these beds. The worms go through, as long as you leave a light on, the worms will go through this screen and be down in here, which when you turn over, you can see we got plenty of worms going on in this bed. That's permaculture at its best. And that's all I do to clean my castings. When I get ready to start a new bed, you can slide over to your right or left, either way. Take my shovel and throw some in there like that. Don't get in no hurry. Come back in a couple hours, or you can come back tomorrow. The longer you wait, the more worms will be going down in there. They'll come through the screen and be out of your way. Easy way to collect your castings, but not have worms in the middle. Because you don't really want to get rid of your worms. You want to keep feeding them so they can keep making this black gold. Making your own worm castings, that's the way to go. Also having your own compost pile. You mix your compost and your worm castings together, and you can grow anything. All right, I hope the video weren't too bad shaky right along in there. I'll get better at doing this, I promise. This is my worm beds. Peace out, till next time.